Imagine a nation blessed with 5% of the world's critical minerals, yet crippled by conflict and underdevelopment. This was Ukraine's reality until April 30th, 2025, when a landmark deal with the US transformed these untapped resources into a lifeline amid shattered infrastructure and displaced communities. The agreement creates a joint investment fund poised to reshape Ukraine's economic landscape while involving complex obligations. Some call it a strategic partnership, others see it as modern resource colonialism. Through our analysis, we'll uncover both immediate benefits and long-term geopolitical implications by examining the fine print of this controversial deal, revealing what it truly means for both nations. Before we dive in, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and turn on notifications to stay informed about our latest content. The deal's architecture, more than just minerals. What if a single agreement could reshape the future of an entire nation at war? The U.S.-Ukraine Reconstruction Investment Fund isn't just another foreign aid package. It represents a fundamental shift in how these two countries interact. Let's break down how this fund actually works. The agreement establishes a joint investment vehicle with an initial commitment of $20 billion. The U.S. contributes 70% while Ukraine provides 30%, creating a permanent economic partnership that will outlast the current conflict. The most significant aspect comes from the revenue structure. Ukraine has agreed to direct 50% of all licensing revenue from new mineral extraction projects into this fund, a substantial increase from earlier drafts proposing 30%. This arrangement resembles trading tomorrow's wealth for today's survival. For a country struggling to maintain basic infrastructure amid Russian attacks, this represents a difficult but necessary compromise. Despite unequal financial contributions, governance includes equal board representation. Both countries appoint 4 board members, with a rotating chairperson position alternating annually. This power sharing prevents scenarios where American investors might focus only on profitable regions, while ignoring areas critical to Ukraine's broader reconstruction needs. The agreement covers 55 strategically significant minerals. Ukraine possesses Europe's largest titanium deposits, approximately 20% of global reserves. The deal also prioritizes lithium and rare earth elements like neodymium and dysprosium, materials essential for defense systems, renewable energy, and electronics. The mineral selection reveals clear priorities for both nations. Ukraine sees titanium as immediate economic potential given its existing processing capability. For the U.S., these materials reduce dependence on suppliers like China and Russia. The minerals align precisely with those listed as critical by the U.S. Department of Defense, suggesting national security-influenced negotiations. A surprising late addition was the inclusion of oil and natural gas rights. The final text gives American companies preferential access to Ukraine's untapped fossil fuel reserves, particularly in the Black Sea region, addressing multiple U.S. strategic vulnerabilities simultaneously. Ukraine secured one crucial victory. The agreement explicitly states that funds provided will not be considered loans requiring repayment. Previous military aid, totaling approximately $175 billion, remains categorized as assistance rather than debt, freeing Ukraine from potentially crippling obligations. The resulting arrangement is unique in international relations. Ukraine maintains technical ownership while granting the U.S. privileged access to extraction and purchase rights. American companies receive priority for exploration licenses and guaranteed options to purchase minerals at market rates before other buyers. Meanwhile, Ukraine retains sovereignty and receives both direct payments and fund investments. For Ukraine, this provides immediate capital for rebuilding war-destroyed infrastructure. For the U.S., it secures long-term access to materials essential for military equipment and clean energy transition. The agreement spans 25 years, with automatic 5-year renewals, unless either party objects, creating a multi-generational partnership. Proponents argue this timeframe provides stability for infrastructure investments, while critics warn it locks Ukraine into dependency during vulnerability. The reality of extraction presents significant challenges. Most valuable deposits sit in eastern regions currently occupied by Russian forces or within artillery range. requiring not just investment, but secured territory, something Ukraine cannot guarantee without continued military support. Strategic implications: the great power chessboard. What does it mean when a resource-rich nation becomes the battleground for global superpower rivalry? The US-Ukraine minerals deal represents far more than an economic arrangement. It's a strategic move on the international chessboard, with implications extending well beyond these two countries. This agreement positions the United States in direct competition for critical mineral access in a market currently dominated by few players. Approximately 80% of the world's rare earth processing capacity sits under China's control, creating substantial vulnerabilities in supply chains for advanced weapon systems and renewable energy infrastructure. By securing preferential access to Ukraine's mineral wealth, the U.S. establishes alternative supply routes for materials essential to national security and technological advancement. The targeted focus on titanium, lithium, and rare earth elements addresses gaps in American supply chains. These materials form the backbone of technologies ranging from military aircraft to electric vehicle batteries, products vulnerable to disruptions or price manipulation by dominant market players. Just as a chess player anticipates future moves, the U.S. maneuvers for long-term advantage by reducing dependence on suppliers whose interests may not align with American objectives. Beyond economics, the deal signals to Russia America's long-term commitment to Ukraine. By investing billions in Ukrainian mineral extraction, the U.S. creates a financial stake in Ukraine's continued sovereignty, including regions currently occupied by Russian forces. The message is clear. America anticipates these lands returning to Ukrainian control as productive parts of a Western-oriented economy. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent emphasized this dimension when announcing the agreement, noting that the deal gives the president the ability to negotiate with Russia from a position of strength. The agreement's language directly refers to Russia's full-scale invasion and specifies that those who financed Russia's war machine cannot benefit from Ukraine's reconstruction. Unusually direct wording that underscores the geopolitical stakes. The agreement's structure creates a reinforcing mechanism for continued American support to Ukraine, with future U.S. military assistance counting toward investment contributions. Defense spending transforms into economic investment with potential returns, making ongoing support more politically sustainable. This reframing has proven effective with Republican lawmakers previously questioning Ukraine aid. Senator Roger Wicker characterized it as a very bad day for the dictator and war criminal, Vladimir Putin, and declared that the door is now open for more aid. By recasting military support as investment protection, the deal broadens political coalition support. Some Democrats view the arrangement skeptically. Senator Chris Murphy dismissed it as potentially having no teeth, while Senator Richard Blumenthal described it as largely symbolic. These critiques highlight tensions between traditional foreign policy approaches and the business-oriented stance in the minerals agreement. Despite objections, the deal transforms Ukraine from aid recipient to strategic economic partner, creating a direct American economic interest in Ukraine's territorial integrity. For Ukraine, this partnership provides financial resources and implicit security guarantees backed by American economic self-interest. The path to actually extracting titanium and lithium faces significant obstacles. Most valuable deposits lie in contested regions or within artillery range of Russian forces. Extraction requires not just capital, but secure territory, something neither signatures nor investment funds alone can guarantee. Conclusion: the U.S.-Ukraine minerals deal marks a clear evolution from emergency wartime aid to a strategic economic alliance that will shape both nations' futures. For Ukraine, this partnership offers a pathway to rebuilding critical infrastructure while maintaining sovereignty over its natural resources. American investment and technological expertise may determine whether Ukraine survives as an independent nation. Despite promising growth potential, implementation faces serious challenges with resources in occupied territories and lengthy development timelines. Will this bold economic move secure Ukraine's renaissance, or will war's harsh realities undermine its promise? As Treasury Secretary Bessent observed, the agreement will unlock Ukraine's growth assets, but only if it withstands the crucible of conflict and politics. What do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.